Let's hit it. Welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's NFL Week 8, and the hot seat is heating up. That's right. It's heating up. And we're not just talking about the NFL. I'm spit-faced. Please welcome our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith, who's never on a hot seat.
Good morning. This has been a rough couple of days. I know we're going to get into it right early, but man, oh man, was the sports world rocked.
Hey, this week on Shout Out, we have performances from Be Blessed. Will he find a shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button? First Lady, we are ready. What you're saying?
Each week, we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world, not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. Now, little birdie's known as Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and I'm going to also put in there Damian Jones. And the NBA wish they could fly far away from the player Rozier and Coach Chauncey and their indictments on federal charges, which included association with Los Nostros. And that's not and trust me, that's not a Spanish singing group. Okay, did someone get an offer? Did someone get an offer they couldn't refuse? Does a sports gambling situation remind you of the famous line from Casablanca? The famous line from the French officer in the gambling scene in Casablanca is, I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here. Apparently, 31 people were arrested and indicted alongside Rozier, Chauncey, and Damon Jones as the scheme involved over $30 million ripped off from their victims. Rozier was charged regarding his claim to cover sports betting lines. George Foreman, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, both rest in peace. Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Yeah, I had to throw Damon Jones in there, too, because he is also involved with this. But, let's get some background information. This investigation stems from Jonte Porter incident in 2024 when he was found guilty of providing information that he was going to remove himself from the game where the bettors would bet his under on the prop bets. Now, the problem is he was an unknown player, and it was a big-time red flag when you see all this heavy money coming in on him across all betting platforms. Jonte Porter is Michael Porter's brother. Now, if it were Michael Porter that did this, it wouldn't have been a problem. But we're talking about Jonte Porter, and he's like a scrub. So based upon these findings, based upon the feds got involved, the NBA actually investigated it, and he was banned from the NBA for life, and subsequently he entered into a plea agreement with the FBI. Now, based upon this investigation, about, I would say 5 to 6 people were also found guilty and arrested. Now, Terry Rozier was under investigation by the NBA since 2023. This is when he played for the Charlotte Hornets. But the NBA could not corroborate that Rozier did anything wrong against the rules, so he was allowed to play, and in fact, he was traded to the Miami Heat in January 2024. However, he still was under investigation by the feds, because I think one time they had said that he wasn't under investigation, and then somebody came back out and said, oh, no, he was still under investigation. Now, that brings us to current. It is quite apparent, based on that Jonte Porter investigation, people did receive offers that they couldn't refuse. And that's why it led to the current 31 arrests. So unfortunately, this could be the tip of the iceberg, Spitface, because you would imagine if 5 people being arrested led to about 31 people, what you think 31 people are going to lead to? I think there's going to be some more arrests. And trust me, there's going to be some more. Now, Terry Rozier, lawyer, came out and denied any involvement. He said, he cited that he was cleared by the NBA. But you know what? We know the NBA is not the FBI. It's a fact. They're not the FBI. All they did is took his phone and looked on his phone. But no. When you got FBI, you do wiretapping, you get subpoenas, you can talk to people. The NBA can talk to people, but the people don't have to talk to the NBA if they don't want to talk to the NBA. So, you know what? What type of investigation really the NBA really could do? They only could do something on the surface. So, the Chauncey Billups situation is very, very different. It really did not involve the NBA. It just so happened that Chauncey is a current NBA coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. So that's why the NBA is involved with this situation, because he was considered to be part of this gambling ring that they was taking advantage of people. They was, my God, these people had some high-tech technology, man. Lord have mercy. I really wish I could have them damn eyeglasses and I could see in between the cars. But obviously, you go to the Hard Rock here in Florida and go play some blackjack and know what's coming out that, what's coming out the chute. But you know what? Obviously, the cars were manipulated. I mean, these people had a major operation that was very high-tech, Spitface. I mean, when you think about what they were doing, they was luring these obviously very rich, wealthy people to play poker against Chauncey Billups. So, and you know what? I'm going to give Chauncey the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't know all this other stuff was going on because, players are always asked to do things like, you can come and sign autographs. There's always things that players and coaches are asked to do where they can make money. And, this has happened when Chauncey wasn't a coach at the time. I think at the time he had just been he had been out of the NBA. And I don't believe he was coaching, but they used him to lure these people to play against them. And this is when they were ripped off all their money. And when the people refused to pay, you know what happens when you're dealing with the mob. If you don't pay, you know what happens to you. You get threatened, and body parts may be removed. So, I mean, some serious business when you're dealing with the mob. So I'm not going to say that Chauncey was not aware, but it is not looking that great. Now, the other former person, Damon Jones, the interesting thing about him, he was involved with both of the investigations. They had him on both. Now, his lawyer has not spoken as of yet. But supposedly, with the shading, the inside knowledge, I think he was, I don't know if he was on the Lakers, but, he and LeBron James are very good friends. So he had some inside information that LeBron was not going to be playing, and he fed it to the gamblers, the people who are in charge of all of this. But what had happened was he ended up playing, I believe, and the Lakers ended up winning the game. And I think that's when the people started getting on Damon. Something happened with that situation that involved him in that situation. But also, he was also involved with the poker scheme too. So it'll look good for Damon Jones. Now, I don't know about his character, and I don't know about Chauncey Billups, but Chauncey Billups always seemed to had some integrity. Like I said, we don't know them, but the thing is, you dealing with gambling and people. Now, Terry Rozier, that situation, everybody knew about that because it's been ongoing. They was talking about it. So I just think this situation has become an issue for professional leagues because, Spitface, back in the day, the leagues distanced themselves from gambling. You couldn't even, if you were a current player, you couldn't even endorse, advertise, or anything to do with gambling in the casinos, nothing. You couldn't do anything. We know about what happened with Pete Rose, and Spitface. What about Tim Donaghy? We actually interviewed Tim Donaghy, the NBA's rep that was charged with, inside betting, and he was throwing, like they said, he was manipulating the games, and he was banned from the NBA, and he spent some time in jail and in prison. And we interviewed him, as a matter of fact. You remember that, Spitface? We interviewed Tim Donaghy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we did. That's right. So this has been going on. So, these leagues have to question their integrity of the game, and that's what's being, that's what the issue is the integrity of the game. But when you deal with these betting platforms, and now they are all legal, I think they're about legal. I'm not sure if they're legal in every state, but they darn sure near legal in every state. There's money out there. They pay big-time advertisement dollars. And the league is not going to stop dealing with these betting platforms. So these players, they got to know you cannot bet on the sport that you play with. You cannot manipulate games. I mean, the NBA talks to these players about this. They do. They have workshops. So it's just a situation when you got a young player like Jonte Porter, and what happened was he had gambling debts. And that's how he was able to clear some of his gambling debts, because he had to give inside information. So this is what happens when you got gambling debts, I was listening to Inside the NBA, and Kenny Smith kept saying that they have gambling problems. But, Terry Rozier, attorney, said he doesn't gamble. So, but the thing is with Terry Rozier, supposedly, allegedly, because, they have the indictment. I read some of it. I didn't read all of it. But they basically said he was working with a family member that needed help. And he gave the information to the family member. See, when you give information to family member, you don't know what the family member, what he does after he receives that information. And that's probably what got Terry Rozier in trouble. Because, like I said, when you got the FBI and people are not worrying about getting stitches for snitching, you got what we got now. And I'm going to also say this. I didn't like the fact that the FBI decided to do this day 2 of the big NBA return. They had this information for a long time. They could have done this prior to the NBA season, but you want to know something? That's Donald Trump involved with this. Because we know when Cash Patel gets involved, it's coming from Donald Trump. So it is, because why they waited to day 2 of the NBA season opening up to discuss this, to bring this out. They could have done this prior to the NBA season. So there's definitely a message being sent. All right, Spitface. This is a mess for the NBA and a mess for all other leagues too.
First Lady, when you look up and you go, a crime syndicate as old as Las Cosa Nostra, which is the Italian crime syndicate.
The
Italian crime syndicate. How do they say it makes you wonder? And the one thing is that as you pointed out, crime ain't the same as it was 50 years ago. Crime 50 years ago, big guys come into your establishment hey, look, you got a nice place here. It'd be a shame if something happened to you, and they demanded money. Well, I'm not going to say that it to an absolute that no longer happens, but it no longer happens. The syndicates just can't run it that way anymore, and they are. I put it like this: they have moved on, as you kind of said, to technology, and where can we? Hey, I can make more money ripping off people, getting their credit card information than I ever could get trying to strong arm business, those small businesses, and now gambling. We can't do gambling because it's legal gambling all over the place. So that business is gone. Okay, human trafficking. Well, you get big time for human trafficking. Big time. So, do we really want to? And then, of course, there's always drugs. So if it's not drugs, and then now we use new techniques. So I just wanted to, what you were saying about the technology and how they can go at people, because it's still going to be marks. There's still going to be people who, even though there's legal gambling, they want to do this. Okay, Chauncey Billups is involved. Okay, yeah, I want to be on that platform and lose my $1 million. Because I'm going to lose. But, gambling is, in sport, most of the professional leagues realize that with the legalization of gambling and all these online platforms, and that either that they had to go with the flow. They had to go with the flow and change with the times. Because it was, and as you said, now you can bet on things like, like you said, like how many free throws will X player make during the game, and you got a whole bunch of people just bet on that. How many free throws? And so now they can just pick they can pick areas of a player's performance and have big gambling lines on that. And that's how saturated it is. You can, don't worry about the game, like who won, who lost, or, maybe what the combined score was and all that. So, no. Yeah, we do that. But the inside the game, and how many points so-and-so will score during the first quarter. So, will there be a missed field goal, at the end of the game? They can go that deep, and they can put it up there, and whoever likes to gamble on that kind of stuff. So it's like, whatever way you like to gamble, we better than Baskin Robbins. We give you more than 31 flavors. whatever flavor you want, we got. So really, I call this a true wake up call. This is wake up. You think it? We just do not. When you said the tip of the iceberg, First Lady, this is the tip of the iceberg. And sports may be I'd hate to see the sports world become the Titanic. I'd hate to see them be the Titanic, but they look. Baseball, basketball, hockey, UFC, y'all better wake up. Because y'all got a monster heading your way. So, and as for my man, Chauncey, man, hey, Chauncey, remember this. Why do 10 when you could tell on the ring? First lady, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it is the tip of the iceberg. It is the tip of the iceberg, but I still think more to come. You know, if you just think it's just Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, and Chauncey Billups, no, I think there's more to be involved, more players to be involved, and like Charles Barkley said, there's a lot of people having restless sleep. Because the prop what you're describing, those are called prop bets, and you're right. There's so many different ways you can bet on things. First quarter, who's going to score the first point? I mean, there's just so many different ways to bet now, and I know Adam Silver really wants them to regulate prop bets. But to be honest with you, you can't fault the bettors. It's the players that they need to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. So that's the whole thing. So, if people want to bet, people are going to bet, and betting has been going on for years. And it's just so much stuff that's going on with betting. And, with Chauncey Billups, people are wondering, well, can you have poker games in your house? Yeah, you can have poker games in your house. Is it legal? I don't know if it's illegal. I heard somebody said that it's not illegal to wager bet when you have poker games in your house. It's legal for the people who are hosting the operation to accept money. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Molly's Game, Spit Face. Anybody who want to know about gambling houses, and you need to watch Molly's Game. That's a great movie. Okay, and it's based off a true story. Molly's Game. Yep. Anyway, Spitface, that's all I gotta say. This will be an ongoing situation, so it's developing still.
All right. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my tears into suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering, over the competition. I'm towering. Reconcile when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are talking about the knockout punch thrown at Russell Wilson by his ex-coach, John Payton. Payton coached Russell in Denver before he was kicked to the curb for the future quarterback Bo Nix. But it seems as though Russell left a bitter taste in the mouth of his old coach, or at least the media hype machine wants to stir up some controversy. Sean Payton said he would rather face Russell than the current Giants QB, which had Russell respond by saying Sean was classless, which then had Payton apologizing if he had offended Russell. Is Russell Wilson being a bit of a crybaby, given he got kicked to the curb by the Steelers and benched by the Giants? Leroy Satchel Paige, Walter Buck Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell are asking what you say. First Lady, I'm looking at Russell. He's upset. And I'm looking at some of the comments that Sean Payton said. And if I'm the coach of one of the other teams in the NFL, and I'm playing the Giants, and if I'm looking at who I would want my defense to have to deal with, Russell Wilson or the rookie, I'm like, let's see. Russell got world-class speed, but not the kind that translates to, being able to move in the pocket. He got world-class speed for something, but that is gone. And it's like Russell is like always trying to throw a deep ball. And he doesn't get, quote, sacked as much because he always throws the ball away, but he doesn't make plays. And I won't say that it's rare, but we've gotten used to these players, playing longer, and they pretty much still have it. You see it by like a little drop in their performance, but usually they tend to get out. And Russell demonstrated, especially on the Steelers, that that pocket elusiveness was gone. Bye, baby, gone. So if I'm the coach of any opposing team, look, I don't want to have to deal with this young guy running around, playing real good when I can have me a target back here to load my defense up and let him go. So Russell, I think Russell, it's time for you to get. Your time is over. Your time. You got the money. You got that. Hey, you got the millions, and it's time to say, hey, look, guys, I done got my money, and thanks for the couple of extra paychecks, and but I'm hanging it up at the end of this season because the most you'll be is a backup at this point, and that's it. And more than likely, really, if I'm another team in the NFL, it's time to let you go, bro. And you might as well grab Tyrod Taylor. You might as well grab Tyrod. Look, Tyrod, he done made him some money. I give him that. Grab him. I darn near say you might as well grab Jameis Winston, but really Jameis still got some time. Then he got a couple of more good years in him as a backup, so I'll leave Jameis alone. But it's time to move on. And Russell, you just signed it. Hey, I know it's frustrating, man, but brother, you had your day. First lady, what you saying about old Russ?
Well, I'll tell you this. Let me just start to talk about Tyrod Taylor. I think Tyrod Taylor is better than Justin Fields. I wish the Jets would put him as the quarterback. We already heard what Woody Johnson said about the Jets quarterback. So anyway, I digress. Let's move on to Russell Wilson. It's interesting that you said, basically you trying to say Russell Wilson is a crybaby. So, I will be honest with you, I took the opposite way, Spitface. No, Russell Wilson is not a crybaby. I know he's beyond his years, but that's still no reason for Sean Payton to be so classless in what he said. He has been out for Russell Wilson the day he became the coach of the Denver Broncos. He was, if you forget, remember he was shown screaming at Wilson on the sideline, which was ridiculous. Sean Payton has a reputation for being arrogant and abrasive. He's known for making snide remarks about others. And again, it's not the first time Payton has said shady things against coaches and players. Remember when he was, he publicly talked about other coaches and players and their on-field behavior when he was found guilty of Browniegate? You remember? He tried to throw other people under the bus instead of taking accountability. And then, that's where Browniegate, when they was paying players to deliberately injure other people, the opponents. So, he can't get over Browniegate. So, and Russell definitely brought that up in his post. And do you forget when he criticized his predecessor as Broncos head coach, Nathaniel Hackett? Remember what he said about him? Saying that he has done the worst coaching job in the history of the NFL. So, you know what? Sean Payton got a mouth on him, and he thinks he is all that. And guess what? He is not all that. How many Super Bowls has Sean Payton won? One. How many times has Sean Payton been to the Super Bowl? Is it only one time, Spitface? I believe so. So you're not above everybody. You don't think you can talk about people and people are not going to respond back to you. So no, I don't think Russell Wilson is being a crybaby at all. We know Russell is beyond his years, long in the tooth, call it what you want to call it. He can be a backup quarterback, whatever. But he still deserves the respect and to be treated fairly and not to be criticized the way this man has criticized Russell Wilson. I mean, what did Russell Wilson do to him? It makes you wonder what Russell Wilson did to him. Because, I mean, from day one, he came at Russell Wilson. So, no, I'm sorry. Sean Payton is not. He's not a good man. That's all I'm going to say, Spitface. No, Russell Wilson deserves to say whatever he wants to say when he's being personally attacked. That's all I got to say.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, First Lady, on that note, you have the last word. Please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, we have a performance from Be Blessed on Shout Out Part 1.
Watch out, Sean Payton. First Lady Live is on. The music flows in from around the globe. To get a shout out from the panel, First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Be Blessed.
On Shout Out, we featured new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. On the first part of Shout Out, we are featuring music from Be Blessed and his hit album, King of Hearts. They say Be Blessed is a rap fusion artist. Though he is a rapper, his music transcends the genre of hip-hop. All right, DJ, let's hear Good Times.
Yeah. Be blessed. Yeah. It started with a small encounter. I made a move and then you countered. I don't know you, but I can't live without you. Cause real talk, there's just something about you. Feeling crazy energy is all about the vibe. Loving the silhouette from the profile of your side. I can pull up to your bumper. Are you a smooth ride? Is it somewhere we could park? If not, then we can slide. Strong body language, she pierced me with her eyes. Dancing on me with my hands on her thighs. I'm under a spell, it seems I'm hypnotized. Told her that I want her, she turned and replied.
I think we're in love, if this isn't love. I'm sure I touch you like sword. I think we're in love, if this isn't love. Don't mind crushing like sword tonight. If this isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time. If this isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time.
Yeah. And now we moving our feet. We the best looking couple and nobody can compete. Since we in tune, our hearts pounding to the beat. And the dress that she wearing complimenting her physique. CK, rose, whatever that she sipping is on me. Of course we feeling like we clicking. Got the magic stick, but I'm the one who tricking. She the baddest chick and I got her in position. Major key alert and I'm trying to lock it down. She's a major flirt and she's sexy in that gown. She's the queen bee and she's sipping on that crown. Shorty said she was a Libra, the baddest top of pound. But I can't hide my feelings, she's the one that I'm seeking. Just can't explain it, but to me she's intriguing. Shorty got me open on the first time meeting. Then she put me close to the words she was speaking.
I think we're in love, if this isn't love. I'm sure I touch you like sword. I think we're in love, if this isn't love. Don't mind crushing like sword tonight. If this isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time. If this isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time.
Last round for alcohol, people hooking up in the bathroom stall. She say that I'm a cat, she not playing hardball. Said she feeling a connection, their number she could call. She asked for my math, so I knew that we are equal. Got it in the bag, cause I spit game lethal. Tonight was a movie, looking forward to the sequel. Putting on a show when it's only just a preview. Cut from a different cloth, I'm checking out her threads. Shorty got the cake, but it's me with the bread. Killer have fun, but found love instead. It's a risk against the clock, we both coming out ahead. Man, they're checking us out, cause me and her are an item. Good things come to those who wanna find them. My body's out of sight, best believe she will blind them. Your boy still got it, and I kindly remind them. I'm so glad that I found you. I just wanna be around you. And I don't want us to end, I wanna see you again. I'm looking forward to round 2. Liquor got me impaired. In this very moment that we share, she's the only one that I can see clear. And then she put me close till she whispered in my ear.
We're in love, but this isn't love. Sure, I touch you like sword. I think we're in love, but this isn't love. Don't mind crushing like sword tonight. If this isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time. This isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time. I think we're in love, but this isn't love. Sure, I touch you like sword. I think we're in love, but this isn't love. Don't mind crushing like sword tonight. If this isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time. This isn't love, funny how some bad things can make a good time.
Okay, that's Be Blessed with Good Times. Well, Spitface, I'm definitely going to shout this song out. I thought everything came together with him rapping and, the young lady singing. I just thought it was a well-produced record, and I liked the song. I really did. I really did enjoy his rapping and her singing. So I'm shouting out. Are you going to hit the mute button, or are you going to shout out the song?
If I had even considered hitting the mute button after that enthusiastic vote from the First Lady, I would have just been swept up in the storm. Be Blessed got it going on. I'm shouting it out.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I heard you say you're going to shout it out.
I'm shouting it out.
Shouting it out. All right. Well, on part 2 of Shout Out, we'll be featuring another performance from Be Blessed. Looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to, is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
No one to see. It's water that moves. And we are missing a world full of wonder. Flying never under the sea.
Time for Flip It, where hosts defend the view and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The New England Patriots are 5-2 after beating the mighty Bills and lead their division. We wonder, are they contenders or pretenders? Defend. Buffalo will take the division, and the Patriots will have a good season. They are pretenders. First Lady, I'm looking at, all right, you England fans, I'm going to tell you now. You're puffing out your chest. You think that you got the return of Tom Brady and your quarterback, and you looking at that Patriots defense, and you got visions of Super Bowls in your dreams. Well, I'm gonna have to put a pin in that bubble. The Patriots are playing in a division that features the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Okay, and I think combined, I might be off, but between the two teams, they have one win. So, being an okay team, looks like they got 4 wins right there. Just being an okay team. Now, they did beat the Bills, but come on. All right, the Bills will get that act right back together, and all of a sudden, big boy at quarterback will start coming through. That running game will start taking over, and I just feel like this: the Patriots are not going to win the rematch. And as the Patriots season goes on, see, now teams are like, oh, hell, okay, all right, y'all puffing y'all chest out and stuff. Well, we're going to tell you something now. Now we all playing big boy ball. We done all went through the first half of the season, and so now is when the tough get tough, and some of them breaks. Well, now we got film on your young quarterback. And now we seeing what you're doing. And I'm going to say that the Patriots are going to crumble, but the Bills will still own that division. First Lady defends, the Patriots are pretenders.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots have succeeded so far because of their quarterback, Drake May. But unfortunately, they rely too much on Drake May to be a spectacular quarterback because their offense really has been very inconsistent against good teams. Now, despite their 5-2 record and beating the Bills, let's face it, the Patriots have really, really played a very, very weak schedule. The only other, the only other 500 team they played was the Steelers, and they lost to them. The 5 wins that the Patriots have, because their record is 5-2, the 5 wins they have, they beat the Raiders, they beat the Dolphins, they beat the Panthers, they beat the Saints, and they beat the Titans. Those teams have a combined 9-26 records. As a matter of fact, the Panthers are the only one now that has a winning record. When they played them, their record wasn't a winning record. So I don't need to say any more. The schedule is weak so far. They are pretenders.
All right. They are pretenders. Okay, we got to flip the script and defend the opposing side of you. And at 5-2, and they beat the Bills, they are contenders. They are contenders. As the big tuna used to always say, you are who your record says you are. And regardless of quote, the quality of the team that they beat to get that 5-2 record, in the NFL, the quality, there's not that, even though there are teams that may seem like, they dominate, whatever, all of these guys can play. They're not in the NFL because they can't play. And any team, even the Jets, are capable of upsetting a way better team on any given Sunday. And that's the nature of the game, because this particular day where where Team A's advantages should overwhelm Team B, but not today. And that's because the level, the quality of players that's across the league is really high. It's very, I'll say that there's some intangibles, and that can change the flow of things. And some players, those little intangibles end up making a big difference in their team wins. And right now, the Patriots are a young team. They're hungry, and the Bills may have gotten a little bit comfortable. You know, they were looking. I don't even think the Bills were looking over their shoulder at any team in the AFC East. You know, I didn't look like we're worried about the AFC East. We worried about the Ravens. We worried about KC. We worried about maybe the Steelers. You know, and we might have to, worry a little bit about. Now we ain't really worried about the Texans. You know? So the Bills, their focus may have drifted, and because of that, the Patriots are in the right position to get them. So these Patriots are contenders. First Lady, the Patriots have proved the sports writers wrong. They are contenders.
You are right. You said it. It doesn't matter who the Patriots play. They are 5-2. They don't set the schedule. The NFL does, But the Patriots, again, like you said, they are a hungry team. The one thing they've always had, and they continue to have, even though their offense may be inconsistent, and Drake May is a young quarterback, but he has great potential. Their defense is elite. The Patriots has a very elite defense, strong running game, and with that defense, it can keep them in games where the offense can do, can just do a little bit to get by, but that defense will always keep them in the game. They're a very good road team. That really suggests that they got grit, toughness, and everything. And coaching matters. Coaching really matters. I have no disrespect for Gerard Mayo, who was the coach last year, but he couldn't lead this team. And Mike Vrabel is doing an excellent job of leading this team. They made key off-season moves that, really helped to improve the team. And, again, he's a good coach. He's a great coach. So coaching does matter. And, again, we'll talk about the schedule. The Patriots have a very, very favorable schedule. I mean, the thing is, when you have a losing record, you get a good schedule. So, they're going to have a lot of winnable games, and their upcoming games are against the Browns, the Falcons. The Buccaneers going to be a tough one, but they got the Jets, and they got the Bengals, and they got the Giants. Who knows what's going on with the Giants after their disappointing losses. And so those are very winnable games. I would say the next 4 out of 5 games, actually 5 out of 6, they could easily win. So, everything, the stars are lining up for the Patriots. They're going to be a team on the rise. They just need to add some more players and continue what they're doing. The quarterback is going to get better. So, yeah, they're contenders. And they're going to be contenders because, like I said, they got a very favorable schedule. So and the coaching matters. So they will be contenders. That's all I'm saying, Spitzy.
All right. They will be contenders. Well, First Lady, over to you for more. Flip it.
The Chiefs are above 500, sitting at 4-3. Have they regained their mojo? Are they contenders or pretenders? Spitface, defend. They are pretenders.
First Lady, when you think of the last several years of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes and Coach Reed and Kelsey, it's like a foregone conclusion that they are contenders. It's just automatic that they are, even when they started the season in a big hole. And these were the last year's Super Bowl contenders. But I'm going to say that they are actually pretenders. And because one thing that is kind of developing is that Mahomes is having to do more. And they're winning with him having to do more, but that's not really where KC needs to be, because teams have figured out how to deal with Mahomes. They figured out how to deal with Kelsey. And that Super Bowl loss knocked a little shine off of the Chiefs. But more importantly, when they played the Chargers, and the Chargers say, "Oh no, we winning this game," teams around the league said, "You know what? They can be beat. They can be beat." See, when you playing somebody and it's like, man, we hope they can be beat, but then teams beat them, and the last second heroics go the other way, like to the other team instead of KC. Now it's jump ball anybody's game. And in the AFC West, Denver, San Diego just won last night. You know, it's like, oh no, you're gonna have to compete. And I can definitely see the Broncos and the Chargers coming out on top. Yes, yeah, and KC will be trying to be up there in that mix, but they are not the contenders that they used to be. First Lady, defend, they are pretenders.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, to be honest with you, when you think of the Kansas City Chiefs, yeah, you think that they are one of the better teams in the league, but they have a lot to prove, the Chiefs do. Even though they went to the Super Bowl last year, they had gotten beat so badly in the Super Bowl that they just have a lot to prove. And right now, the way they started the season off, they definitely look like pretenders. They kind of gotten their mojo back a little bit, but they're not as dominant as they used to be. And that's what we're always accustomed to seeing, the Chiefs being dominant, being Patrick Mahomes being spectacular. Patrick Mahomes isn't spectacular anymore. He is a game manager. Their offense, was suspect. And we understand, though their offense wasn't great because they had Worthy was injured and Rashee Rice was on his suspension. But still, it's going to take a while for him to get acclimated, even though he had a darn pretty good game when he came back. The Chiefs, they won a lot of close games this season. So, winning these narrow margins, really you have to question if they are just a lucky team or they're a good team. Because when you win close games, and we all know all the close games they won last year too. So, there's a lot of things people are saying about the Chiefs that makes you wonder if they are pretenders. They say they get a lot of breaks from the officiating. The officiating always makes sure that they get the benefit of the doubt. That's one of the things. Their defense has not been on point the way it's always been. That's another issue. For some reason, they're not good against the run. Teams have been able to run over them, even though, I think we talked about this before. I said that the eye test tells me their defense is not good, but when I looked at the stats, they were always in the top 10 when it came for defense, but it was kind of weird because they really weren't playing that well in these games. So they got a lot to prove. I mean, the record is 4-3. They're just above 500, but there's a lot going on in their division. The Chargers, they've been playing bad, but they won, like you said, last night. They're coming back. The Broncos are out there. Even, the AFC, is very surprisingly different as far as who's on top. because all the people that we expected to be on top are not on top right now. So you expect the Colts are out there. The Colts are a really, really good team. Colts are a really good team. So right now the Chiefs, I think they are masking all of their issues, you know, and like with these close victories and with Mahomes, to me, not really being as spectacular as he needs to be. You indicated that he's doing too much. Yeah, he is. He's doing a lot of running. I know that. Oh, and that offensive line, they're still having issues with that offensive line also. So, but yeah, right now on the fence with the Chiefs, I have to say they are pretenders. All right, we're going to flip it. KC has their mojo back. They are contenders. Spitface defend. KC is back. They are contenders.
First Lady, that their mojo is kind of back, but they are contenders, and they're contenders. One, because the AFC is upside down, and playing for the rest of the season. If they're playing 500 ball, they're going to at least have 11 wins. And 11 wins is all they need to make the playoffs. And then anything can happen. So KC is in that. Now, I don't see KC being so dominant that they like go on a 9-game winning streak. That ain't happening. You know, that ain't happening. Right now, I'm looking at them being a 500 or maybe a little bit better than 500 team, but that will give them enough wins where they'll be in the playoffs. San Diego, well, not San Diego, I mean, the Los Angeles Chargers went way back on the San Diego. That's because they were wearing them uniforms the other night. But the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos, they're going to be in the mix as well. So the KC, the mojo may not be back, but they are contenders because they can play. The record says that they are a 500 team, and if they can play 500 the rest of the season, they're in. They're in. So they are contenders.
Okay, they can play 500 the rest of the season. They're in. That's what you're saying. All right, they're contenders. Yeah, I mean, you have to say Kansas City is contender, and they do have their mojo back because they got their players back. I mean, having Rice back, Worthy back. I mean, let's say this. This is a very talented team. You got Patrick Mahomes. He can be a wizard again. They have a great receiving core. Worthy, Rice, Schuster, Smith, Kelsey, Travis Kelsey. This is a powerful group. And we saw that last week. How many touchdowns did Patrick Mahomes have last week? I believe was it 5 touchdown passes he did? 5, I believe so. Yeah. And the team Rice came back with a vengeance. He was on point. So this team is too talented not to be contenders. I mean, let's face it, the AFC West, really, who are you going to pick? The Chargers? The Chargers had lost, 2 games in a row, and finally they won a game. So they're suspect. The Broncos, I just think that they don't have everything that the Chiefs have. We got Andy Reid. He's still a very good coach, a good offensive coach. And, the defense is coming along. It struggled in the beginning, but it's definitely much, much better. I mean, right now you got the Broncos at 5-2, the Chargers at 5-3, and the Chiefs are at 4-3. So, if I have to take a bet, I'm going to bet on the Chiefs. I'm going to bet on the Chiefs because they've been there. The Broncos haven't been there. They just got there last year for the first time. And we know when the Chargers get there, the Chargers may do well in the regular season, but they can't do anything in the playoffs. So I don't see right now, it's a possibility. It's a possibility that definitely. It's a possibility that 3 teams can come from the AFC West. It is a possibility. It depends how those Patriots pan out moving along, but yeah, so it's a possibility. So, I mean, I think if the Chiefs do not win their division, I still think they'll get a wild card, and they deserve to be that because, I mean, again, I truly believe the Chiefs are going to be the powerhouse team in that West. They have gotten their mojo back, and everything is starting to line up for them. And, you know, everybody likes to root against the Chiefs for some reason. All of a sudden, they became one of the most hated teams. But that's not going to stop this team because they just got too many good people on their team, too many good players, and they just got a history of winning. They know how to win. And your history helps you in your future. And that's what they got, that winning attitude and the winning culture. And the Chiefs are definitely contenders. All right, Spitface, over to you. Please take us to break.
Well, on the other side of the break, we have another performance from Be Blessed on Shout Out Part 2. Please keep your ears glued to those speakers.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right. On the second part of shout out, we are featuring another track from Be Blessed and a simple name. Let's hear Love.
I don't wanna be in love. I don't wanna be in love.
Hello again, my former old friend, reflecting on the past, I don't know where to begin. Left me down and out, and he also did me in. You're the very air I breathe, but you made me lose my wind. So every time I see you, there's no need to pretend. We always starting out great, but then we meet in the end. Thought you was someone on who I could depend. Always follow the rules, not knowing that they could bend. But then again, got me tossing and tussling. Thought I met my match, but I end up with wrestling and pin, thinking how you got under my skin. Riding a love boat, wonder if we sink or swim. What matters of the heart, it's got me feeling like 10. Man, it's just a cycle that's making my head spin. This is a place that ain't made for me. If love is the address, then nah, I don't wanna be.
I don't wanna be in love.
No way. Nope. Hey.
I don't wanna be in love.
No way. Hey.
I don't wanna be in love.
Nope.
I don't wanna be in love.
No way. Hey, let's take a look. Same book, different chapter. Wonder if the ending is happily ever after. We was rooting for you, you could hear them from the rafters. Now when I reflect, you left me broken and shattered. Had you down to a science, but it really didn't matter. Took a swing at it, became beaten and battered. Conversation was great, now all I'm hearing is chatter. Wanted to be the first, but you always made me latter. So once again, light of my life is now dim. Trying to build a life like we playing a game of Sims. But we was playing Jenga with a bunch of shaky limbs. Thought we could hide our flaws without shaky foundation. But you all have our limits and we push it to the brim. I tried shooting my shot, but wound up hitting the rim. This is a place that ain't made for me. Is love is the address, then nah, I don't wanna be in love no more. No way. Hey.
I don't wanna be in love.
No way. Hey.
I don't wanna be in love.
Nope.
I don't wanna be in love.
No way. Now you hit me with talk saying you miss me. To put it simply, you left me broken and sickly. You try to twist me with that bull, you can miss me. Try to convince me, get my heart turning to miss me. Used to set me ablaze, it was just the latest craze. But now I'm just evolving, I see it was just a phase. This is a place that ain't made for me. If love is the address, then nah, I don't wanna be.
I don't wanna be in love.
No way.
I
Hey.
that was Love by Be Blessed. First Lady, were you in love with it?
Yeah, I definitely was. Yeah, he has good rapping skills, and like I said, the use of the singing along with his rapping skill has a nice feel to it. So yeah, I'm definitely shouting Be Blessed out. Very impressed. Be blessed.
All right, Be Blessed. But First Lady, well, I'm giving it a big old shout out and a toe tap and a high five to my brother. Thank you for sending those nicey tracks. That is then a shout out. You can check out Be Blessed on the Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any questions, any comments, got questions too, please send your emails and tracks to talent@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
All right, it is time for the picks, and we are entering in, week number 8. All right, so let's get to the results from week 7. Okay, well, we had a better week. Some of us did have a better week. Spitface, you didn't have a great week. You had minus 75,000 points. I had 125,000 points, and Dizzy Mac had 150,000 points. So our current standings through week 7, coming up to week 8, all right, I'm leading with a negative 525,000 points. Spitface, you in second with a negative 725,000 points, and Dizzy Mac is at a negative 750,000 points. I don't think we've ever had a situation where all of us were in the red, like the way we are. But anyway, so now let's get to week 8 picks. So, the Thursday night game happened already, and all three of us did choose the Chargers, so we know that. Moving along to the Bills versus the Panthers. I'm going to take the Bills. The Bills got to win. They have to win, so I'm taking the Bills. We'll get the rest of Dizzy Mac's picks later. All right, Spitface, who do you have?
First Lady, I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills. The Panthers have been winning, but I'm going with the Bills.
Sounds like a reasonable pick, right?
Hey, I'm looking for some safe bets.
Well, actually, the craziest thing, Spitface, you do better on the overs and under and not on the teams. I do better on the teams and not on the over and unders. But the over and unders are the larger points. So anyway, yes. Well, wait a minute now. We, the producers, and flipped this. These points are worth 250,000 points. I said we should be able to get out the red or get further in the red. All right. Cowboys versus the Broncos. All right, Spitface. Cowboys versus the Broncos.
I'm going that the Cowboys played a little bit better, but the Broncos are at home and they get a little luck, so I think they got the edge. I'm going with the Broncos.
This is a tough game because the Cowboys have been on a roll. The Cowboys, even though they tied. Was it Green Bay? Yeah, they tied Green Bay. They won last week, and they won in a dominating fashion. And their offense this is going to be a good game because the reason why I say their offense is good, but the Broncos' defense is also good. This is a tough one. All right, I'm going to go with the Broncos. It's a tough one. I could have easily gone with the Cowboys. All right, Packers versus the Steelers. My. Ooh, this is another good. They got some good games this week. Packers versus the Steelers. Woo. This is a tough one because the Steelers need to win a game, right? They lost last week.
They only lost to their their record is 4-2. And did they lose last week? Oh, they did. Okay. Yeah, they did. Well, all right. Hey, they need to win.
Yeah. Okay, the Packers. What are the Packers? The Packers are 4-1 with a 1 tie. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Packers. Who you going with,
I'm rolling with the Steelers. I think their defense is better.
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons. Micah. Well, I'm looking at the Steelers with T.J. Watt, but then the Packers got Micah. I'm still rolling with the Steelers at home. Still going with it.
All right, so now we got the Dolphins versus the Falcons. Spitface, who do you have?
Man. I'm going with the Dolphins.
You went last week with you and Dizzy Mac went last week with the Dolphins, and I was the only one to take the who they played, the Browns. I took the Browns, and I knew that was going to happen. The Dolphins are a dumpster fire right now, but I need to verify is okay. He's going to play against. I want to make sure because I think they had said Michael Penix was slightly injured, but he's going to play against the Dolphins. So I am definitely going with the Falcons. The Dolphins right now, they can't stop a nosebleed. Tua is so far horrible and just has regressed so much, and then he just won't shut his damn mouth. I don't know what the problem is with Tua talking about there. The reason why he had to intercept because he can't. He's short back there. We know you short. That's why people didn't want to pick you. They wanted Herbert. Anyway, all right. So you're going with the Dolphins. I'm going with the Falcons. All right. 49ers versus the Texans. I am going with the 49ers. Who do you have?
I'm going to roll with the Texans.
Didn't you roll last week? They disappoint you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Texans at home. The 49ers definitely are rolling, but I think that the Texans might be able to get them at home.
It's amazing how people like Daniel Jones, what's his name? Mac Jones. You notice they've been really playing well. And then look how well, what's his name played last week for the Browns. Falco, right? Yeah.
Flacco.
Flacco.
Is Flacco with the Browns? Because I'm trying to remember who went to Cincinnati.
He got traded to the Bengals.
Right. He played okay.
Right. Yeah, and the Bengals won. They put a beating on didn't they beat the Steelers, right? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they beat the Steelers. Yeah, that's why, what's his name? Coach Tomlin was upset. They traded him. So why would you trade him to a division, to somebody in your division? Anyway, moving along. We're going to do the over, under, and push, and wow, these are a whopping 500,000 points. All right. Aaron Rodgers, 3 passing touchdowns. I think it's your turn, Spitface.
I'm going with a push.
All right. I'm going with under. All right. Jordan Love, 1 interception. Now, let me see. I'm going to go with under.
I'm going to roll with a push.
You're going to go with a push, too. Caleb Williams, 2 passing touchdowns. Spitface?
Let's see. The Bears are playing the Ravens. I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I was looking at this. Caleb Williams has been balling. The Bears have been balling. So you're going with over. See, the question is, can he have 3 touchdowns or 2 or a push? See, my thing is either a push or they can. All right, I'm going to go with over also. All right, Tua, 3 passing touchdowns. Under. Fit face.
I'm going to go with the under.
Yeah, because the one of the guys is out. Waller. Waller is going to be on the IR. So, all right, Giants, Eagles, combined 50 points. Spit face.
That's the Eagles don't necessarily blow anybody out. The Giants can score now. They've been scoring. I'm going to go with the over.
Do you know, since we've been doing the combined over under 50 points, last week was 51 points, nobody has gone over this so far, so I'm going to go under. I don't think that, I have to look. I don't think anybody has, since we've been doing, because that's been a standard thing, and I think nobody has gone. Let's see. Oh yeah, the first week the Vikings and the Bears went over. They got 51. They just went over. Week 3, I'm just gonna look this up. I'm just curious. Week 3, we didn't do over under for the passing. The producer has been putting it on the it was okay, yeah, it's been under. So I'm going to go with under. I said, yep. All right. So we will see how we are doing. I hope the points are there for us to get out of the red. It's there for us to get out of the red. So we'll see if we can get out of the red. All right. It's time for our top stories to watch this week. Spitface, what is your top story to watch this week?
Mine is, who will win the World Series opener?
Mm-hmm.
I see a 7-game series.
Well, my top story to watch this week is the continued fallout of this breaking NBA news. Some more stories are going to come out. I mean, this is going to be a long haul, but I just know
you on Dale watch.
There's got to be some more interesting storylines to come out from the rest of the week and moving into next week. So anyway, that's my top story to watch. Check out our current and previous episodes at broadspantiesandsports.com. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk, and Spitface. You have been listening to Broads, Panties, and Sports. See you next week.